Well, it's been some time since I've done any videos on the boat, and strictly speaking, this video isn't actually on the boat itself, but rather the boat trailer, which is what it sits on at the sailing club when it's being out of the water for a period of time. And in time, hopefully, it's what I'll use to take it on trips further away. But in order to do that, it has to be at a standard where it can be inspected, it can pass that, and then be registered. So when I got the boat, the trailer didn't look like it was in terrible condition. It looked like it needed some work, but a lot of the stuff that needed to be done on it was quite superficial. In other words, the bones of the trailer are pretty good. So I actually started shooting the video for this probably earlier than any other footage of the boat at all, because it was the first thing I did before I actually settled with the payment on the boat. And ever since then, I've gradually videoed little bits as I've gone along, and that was right up until yesterday afternoon, where I finished the initial work on the trailer. And that's not to say that there isn't more I'd like to do on it before doing any trips, but it's at a standard suitable that I could take it, get it inspected. I'm pretty sure it would pass, and then I could register it if I wanted to. It doesn't need to be registered at the sailing club because it's in there and it just gets used to take the boat in and out of the water. But it is something I want to do in the coming months. So follow along with the journey on the work I've done on the trailer, and feel free to make some comments in the comments section. What I did right, what I did wrong, what you'd recommend. Yeah, maybe put some comments about your journeys with your trailers. I have picked up the trailer from the club, now heading back to the garage where it's going to be looked at and if necessary maintained. I expect it's going to need some things doing to it. I'm counting on bearings because generally they have to be replaced every year, I'm led to believe, on boat trailers. The boat's been out of the water for a year, so I think that's a given. And then maybe the brakes. I certainly want the brakes to be in very good working order on the trailer, so that might have to be done. The structure doesn't look too bad. It looks, I mean, there's a bit of surface rust, but I think it's reasonably sound. We'll need new tyres before it's driven regularly on the road, but it's going to be in the club for a while, so that's not the most urgent of things. I think I'll probably want to get some more wheels as well. All in all, I'm hoping it can get brought up to Regency Park standard and maybe a little bit more for less than $2,000. But we'll see. We'll see. Every now and again I'm reminded of this time when I helped someone renovate their house. And I can't say I was particularly good at that, but I was good at cutting in and things like that. The simple things. But anyway, there was this dry or rising damp issue in the wall. So the more you sanded, the more came out. And in the end, you just sort of jammed the filler in and kind of tried to forget about it. But it was kind of a short-term fix. And I'm finding that a little bit with this trailer. Don't get me wrong, the bones are good. All the structural parts of the trailer are really good. But in terms of the non-structural parts, the mud guards and things like that, which can actually get replaced, they're made of aluminium and they're rather thin. And I can see what's happened as I've been machining away at some rust. I've found that well, I don't know whether it was recently or a long time ago, someone has put some sort of filler in a hole there, and that actually goes right the way through. So what you're looking at there is a support underneath. Now, as I say, this is not a huge issue. I can fill this in and paint over it, and it's not a structural part of the trailer. I mean, it's there, but it's really just to, you know, prevent mud going up and water from the road. But yeah, sometimes the more you work away at things, the more you find. All the structural parts of the trailer that bear the load, all very sound. It's just surface rust. And a little bit more of a sand and I'll be okay to paint them. But yeah, this is a little bit of a disappointment. But aluminium's thin, so it doesn't take a lot to... in fact, what's probably happened is there's probably been some oxidization, and then maybe there's been even a reaction with a piece of metal below it, because I think it's a dissimilar sort of metal. I don't know. Anyway, every day you find another little thing wrong. It's just part of the challenge of owning a boat. Okay, so rightly or wrongly, I'm going to be using the 2-pack paint that I used on the center plate for some of the areas on the trailer. This is not a long-term fix. I'm going to be going over this in black. Some of these parts are going to be replaced, even though they're all pretty solid, to be honest. All the load-bearing parts are solid. I don't deny there may have been a little bit of pretty coating in some of these areas that are not load bearing. If you're Navy, you'll know what that means. I think it's a bit of a matte finish, this one. Hope so, because I'm not as big on shiny black. There we go. Anyway, this is going to be what we paint the trailer with. I think white is probably just a little bit too easy to show dirt and rust up with. And the bottom of the boat is black, so when I do hull paint and it's on the trailer, it's invariably going to get a little bit on the trailer. So this prevents that happening to a certain degree. It has been about 4.5 months since I've been working on the trailer, and you can see the paint job is only half done, if that. Yes, I need to get this done in the next week or so, because I'm thinking I might be pulling the boat out of the water for a while and putting on the trailer. Still got quite a few tricky bits to get to, but we're starting to lose daylight now, so I think we're going to call it a night. Trying to work out whether I put any paint at all on this contraption. Certainly needs something to shine it up a little bit, but it's got working, or I should say moving parts. So what shall I do? I have a small brush here. Yeah, I don't know. Might leave it alone, but I am going to use this brush to touch up a few other areas, quite harder to get to. Just getting to the last few areas that I'm going to paint. There are other areas I could work on, but for the moment I'm just trying to tidy things up a little bit, and yeah, using a small paintbrush for this, as you can see. And then we're going to be pretty much done for the foreseeable future anyway.